Cleopatra. The name conjures images of exotic beauty, seductive power, and a tragic love story that shook the ancient world. But what if the Cleopatra we think we know is only a fraction of the truth? Beyond the Roman propaganda and Hollywood gloss lies an untold story of a brilliant scholar, a ruthless politician, and a queen who defied an empire. Join us as we uncover the real Cleopatra, the last pharaoh of Egypt, and explore the facts that history often forgets. For centuries, Cleopatra has been typecast, often portrayed as a woman who relied solely on her legendary beauty to bewitch powerful men. But the historical records paint a far more nuanced picture. The ancient historian Plutarch himself noted that her beauty, while present, was in itself not altogether incomparable, but the contact of her presence was irresistible. What truly set her apart was her formidable intellect and charisma. Cleopatra was a polymath, educated in mathematics, philosophy, oratory, and astronomy. More impressively, she was a gifted linguist, reportedly speaking as many as a dozen languages, including, crucially, Egyptian, a feat none of her Ptolemaic predecessors had bothered to achieve. The very coins minted during her reign depict a ruler with strong, intelligent features, a far cry from the purely delicate visages often imagined. Another common misconception is that Cleopatra was purely Egyptian. While she was born in Egypt and became its most famous queen, her roots lay elsewhere. She was a descendant of the Ptolemaic Dynasty, a Macedonian Greek royal family established by Ptolemy III Soter, one of Alexander the Great's most trusted generals, though Greek by blood. Cleopatra was the first of her line to fully embrace Egyptian culture, learning the language and even styling herself as the new Isis, a powerful Egyptian goddess. This was a shrewd political move, endearing her to her Egyptian subjects. The world Cleopatra was born into was one of brutal political maneuvering. Often within her own family, the Ptolemaic Dynasty, like many royal houses of the era, practiced sibling marriage to preserve the purity of their bloodline and consolidate power. Cleopatra herself was married to two of her younger brothers, who were meant to be her co-regents, but sharing power was not in her nature from a young age. She was deeply involved in life-or-death power struggles to secure her throne and protect Egypt's interests. She was implicated in the deaths of several siblings, including her brother-husband Ptolemy XIII, her younger brother Ptolemy XIV, and her ambitious sister Arsinoe. These were not acts of wanton cruelty, but calculated decisions made in a perilous political landscape where survival meant being utterly ruthless. Beyond her political maneuvering, Cleopatra was a formidable intellectual. Her linguistic prowess alone was a significant political and diplomatic asset. Imagine a ruler who could converse directly with envoys from across her vast sphere of influence, from Ethiopians and Hebrews to Arabs and Parthians, without the need for a translator. This ability to connect and negotiate personally gave her an undeniable edge. Her intellect wasn't just for show. She actively fostered a scholarly environment in Alexandria, a city already renowned as a center of learning. Egyptian sources described her as a ruler who elevated the ranks of scholars and enjoyed their company. Centuries after her death, Arab writers remembered her not as a temptress, but as a scholar and scientist. This intellectual depth is a facet of Cleopatra often overshadowed by tales of romance. Cleopatra understood the power of perception and used it masterfully. Her legendary entrances were not mere displays of vanity, but calculated acts of political theater. When Julius Caesar arrived in Alexandria during her feud with her brother, knowing her enemies would block any conventional meeting, she had herself daringly smuggled into his personal quarters, famously wrapped in a carpet, or, as some sources suggest, a linen sack. Caesar, a seasoned general and politician, was reportedly dazzled by the audacity and intelligence of the young queen. Later, when summoned to meet Mark Antony in Tarsus, she orchestrated an even more spectacular arrival. She sailed up the Cydnus River on a magnificent golden barge with purple sails and silver oars, herself adorned as the goddess Aphrodite, or Isis, surrounded by attendants dressed as cupids. Antony, who considered himself an embodiment of the god Dionysus, was utterly captivated. These were not simply romantic gestures. They were bold, strategic moves designed to showcase her power, wealth, and divine status, securing alliances crucial for Egypt's survival and her own reign. For centuries, Roman propaganda, eager to legitimize Octavian's rule and vilify Antony's foreign queen, painted Cleopatra as a manipulative seductress, a dangerous femme fatale, but her true legacy is far more complex and impressive. She was a brilliant, multilingual scholar and ruler, a skilled politician and diplomat who navigated treacherous international waters, a commander who fought for her kingdom, and a mother who fiercely sought to secure her children's future. Indeed, centuries after her death, a cult statue of Cleopatra was still being honored at Philae, and Arab writers remembered her as a great scholar. Her daughter, with Mark Antony, Cleopatra Selene, even went on to become a respected ruler in her own right in Mauritania. Cleopatra was a force of nature, a queen of intellect, power, and resilience, whose full story, stripped of myth and propaganda, deserves to be told and remembered. What do you find most surprising about the real Cleopatra? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more untold stories, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update.